All right, let's get to it.
All right, everyone, welcome to step 3 of the modern bar stool project. So today we're going to have a couple clamps here. We're going to use some pipe clamps, and we're going to glue up a pair of our pieces at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to go through this pretty quick. First of all, I'm working at my workbench. You guys are all going to do this at the glue up table at the back at the steel, so we can easily scrape those tables when they get full of glue. But I'm just going to show you how the setup goes. Okay, so your pipe clamps, the screws should be all the way wound back, or at least mostly. Okay, to start with. I'm going to set 2 pipe clamps up here first just to get started. I have them resting on my workbench, and I've got them set so that the cranks are off the edge. This is just the way I like to set up my glue space. It's just kind of the easiest way to do it. Okay, so we're gluing up Haley's boards today, and these are her short 15-inch ones. I'm going to set my pipe clamps so that they're close to the ends, and then I also have a third one that's going to go in here after I set these 2 up in a minute. So before we do this, you guys have to have a look at your boards and see if there's any defects or things in your boards that you want hidden. And if there is, you want to make sure then that that board happens to be in the middle of your glue up. Okay, Haley's boards all look very uniform and very nice and clean and clear, so we're just going to glue them up in the order that they're already here. Alright, so when we're doing this, bottle of glue, and we're just going to give a nice squiggle here. Okay, just kind of like that. That's about as much glue as you want. You don't have to have huge amounts, but we do want to take the next board and we do want to spread it. Okay, it's important. The best glue joint, it has full coverage of glue, a nice thin coverage on both pieces. Okay, so that's going to give us the best glue joint right there. Okay, you can do that with your fingers if you want. I like to just use the actual boards just because I think it's a little cleaner, unless you're the type that likes picking glue off your fingers, but it's not me, if I can help it. Okay, so a good spread, just like that. Now, super important here, we're going to do the same thing with the second pack, but we're not going to put glue here, obviously, otherwise we're only going to have one piece, and Haley doesn't want that. Okay, and the only reason we're gluing up both of these things together in the same set of clamps really is just to save clamps, because we're going to be gluing a lot of pieces, and a lot of people from each class are going to be doing the same process. All right, so okay, nice spread of glue, just like that. I don't have glue between my 2 pieces, so that's a very good thing. Now, when I set this up in the clamp, I want to make sure that all my ends are super flush, right? Especially if you're someone who has cut very close to the final length already for your rough cut, right? So, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so we can zip our clamps up. Now, to start with, we're just going to put a very light amount of pressure. We're going to kind of get one clamp here, just clamped up, just slightly snug, just so I can do any fine tuning of the alignment of my pieces. I want them flush on the ends and flush on the edges as well. And actually, that's pretty good. Okay. Don't crank on this one super tight yet, because you're going to squish the pieces all over the place. Keep that one snug while you do the other side. Do your little adjustments. Okay, Okay, that's pretty good. Now once you've got them, you know, snug, now you can kind of crank them down a little bit. And you can use some pretty good pressure on these. Okay, we want these things glued up nice and tight, no gaps. Okay, little bits at a time. So I'm pretty happy with that. Check the alignment, still looks really good. Then you can take another clamp and clamp it like this, just to help spread out the pressure more. We don't ever want to be further than about 6 inches between clamps. All right, just to make sure that we get all the pressure where it needs to be. This is a bit of a goofy clamp, but it'll work. It's still good. And there we have it. You can look at it. Yeah, we got a nice little bit of glue squeeze out along every joint. We're looking really good. Our alignment's all good. Now the next thing is make sure that your name is very visible on here. Haley's got her name on the edges, and we can go stack it at the back in the glue area, which is where you guys will be to begin with. All right, that's it for the glue up. Thanks, guys.